Hi there. Have you ever worked with a deaf or a hard-on-hearing colleague? Let's talk about creating an inclusive workplace for them. Let's start with some basics about hearing loss. All deaf or partially deaf people have different communication needs, and they may not feel the same way about their disability. Most people with impaired hearing are able to hear to a certain extent. Their hearing ability depends on environmental factors and their emotional or physical state. In fact, most people with impaired hearing communicate by speaking. However, people who have had a cochlear implant usually cannot hear anything without using their speech processor. Do you know that 68% of people with hearing loss feel isolation at work? This is mainly because they find it difficult to communicate in a social setting. So, let's learn some ways to create an inclusive workplace for our coworkers with hearing disabilities. To start with, make sure you have their attention. This could include saying their name, waving at them, or just getting into their line of vision. A person with hearing loss needs to see your face when having a conversation. This allows them lip reading to decipher your speech. So, for example, don't look around, don't cover your mouth, or don't eat while talking to a hearing impaired person. Also, don't speak while walking away. You can include your colleagues with hearing impairment in meetings and conferences as well. To begin with, ensure that there is good lighting and good visual access to the speaker. Additionally, use visual aids, flip charts, written agendas, and handouts in presentations. Also, please don't talk with your back towards the audience while writing on a board. Watch for signals that the employee wants to contribute. Ensure that only one person speaks at a time so the employee who is deaf can follow the conversation. After all this, if you are still not confident about how to behave or communicate with a person with a hearing loss, here's what you can do. Ask the person with a hearing impairment how best to communicate. Include the person with a hearing loss to social conversations. Don't focus on their disability. Instead, concentrate on getting to know them as a person. Remember, being patient and respectful towards them plays a big role. Hope these tips and suggestions will help you make your workplace more inclusive.